everyone, welcome to this video about donation drives and how to close out your event. So before you get started doing this, make sure that you have all of the money transferred into your account from the donations, and make sure that you have the tax ID number and also have the 501c3 form if you are doing this for a nonprofit. Okay, so you're also going to want to determine how to select the books. So you're going to want to discuss with the organization getting the books, whether they'd like to choose the books themselves or if they are okay with you choosing them. Most of the organizations that I've worked with have preferred that I choose the books for them with the guidelines that they have provided. Like maybe they want to have all books for preschoolers or something like that. So first thing that you're going to do is you're going to log into OrderPro. You're going to go into your back office, get into OrderPro, and you're going to create a new order. It's going to pull up a step 1, and I'm about to show you what that page is going to look like, but what you want to make sure that you do in this step is enter the organization information, check the tax exempt box, if it is a nonprofit, of course, and then you're going to want to enter the tax ID number for the nonprofit, and you are going to want to choose and upload the 501c3 form. Sometimes people just choose the form and they forget to click the upload button. So this is what that page looks like. Just make sure that the organization info that you put at that top box matches the address information that's on the 501c3 form. You're going to want to make sure that that information matches. You're going to want to check that little box for tax exempt, and then you can see that I circled that little button that says upload file. Make sure that you have the box for ship to have the right information on it. I usually have all of the orders shipped to me for reasons that I'll go over later. Okay, so now you're going to go to step 2, and that is just where you select your order type, which is of course going to be book fair. So you're going to want to make sure that you select book fair, which I've circled right there, as your order type, or it will not match your free books correctly. Book fairs will ship for free. They will be tax exempt as long as you are including the appropriate documentation, which is that 501c3 form, and it will only match the free books if the full retail portion of your order exceeds $250. Okay, so next step, it is time to enter all of the books. This is the fun part. So you are going to want to look at the different types of selection, and I'm going to go over those, what it's going to look like in OrderPro here in a second. But the full retail is going to equal the amount of money that you have raised, and the free books is going to equal 50% of the full retail amount that you have. Okay, so this is what this is going to look like. This is where you're going to enter your full retail first. And so you can see there in the middle of the screen it says type of selection, and you're going to make sure that the drop-down menu has full retail selected, and you're just going to enter in your books. You're going to enter in the amount of which you have donation. So say that you raised $500 worth of donations, you are going to have the full retail total selected add up to $500. Here's just a tip. I like to select collections, sets, or boxes with the full retail amount just so I get the most books with the money that I have gotten donated, so I can get the most books for the organization. Once you've done your full retail, you can go over to the type of selection, and you're going to select free books. And this is where you're going to select the matched portion of the books. So the amount of free books should equal 50% of the full retail amount that you previously entered. So for example, if you had $500 worth of full retail, then you should have $250 in this area for the free books. So just a little tip, if you are just a couple of dollars away from maxing out that free books category, you can search for mini when you are doing the search by at the top, and you can pull up some different books that are anywhere from $1.99 to $3.99 just to kind of get as much out of that reward category as possible. Next up, we're going to talk about the next steps, steps 4 through 6. This is where it's going to give you your order summary, and then you're going to enter your payment, and then finally you're going to review your order and submit. So let's start with step 4, which is the order summary, and this is a pretty detailed screen typically, so I'm just going to point out a couple of things. First being that you can see at the very top I have a number circled, and this is the merchandise at retail. That number should match the amount of books that you had entered in at full retail on the previous screen. The other thing that I want to point out is I just don't want anybody to forget that commission is different for book fair orders, and it is at 17% versus 25% and up that it is for book parties and other things like that. The only other thing that I wanted to point out is that there is a $5 book fair fee that is basically the equivalent of that $2 hostess fee in a regular book party. I just usually cover that cost myself. Okay, so let's go to step 5, which is the payment summary, and you will see that this is where you enter your payment. So in the event that you've gathered donations through a YouCaring site or something like that, and you had the money deposited into your account through that website, this is going to be where you put in your payment information because that money's been transferred into your account. If the donations were made directly to the organization benefiting from this book drive, and they have all of the funds, then would be where you get their payment information and you put that in on this page. Before we go to the last step, just wanted to talk to you about where you want to have your order shipped. So I typically have the order delivered to me. That way I can verify that the order is complete and that everything is in perfect condition before sending it over to the organization. And this also gives me the opportunity to put stickers on each book if it is appropriate. I would also maybe include some additional things like maybe some bookmarks or business cards just to kind of add some other things in addition to just the books. The only circumstance in which I wouldn't do this is if I was doing a donation drive for an organization that is like in a different state or maybe a couple hours away from me, where it's really not reasonable for me to drive and deliver the books to them. So now we're at step 6, which is a final review, and this is just where you click the review order button. It's going to go through and just kind of make sure that there are no errors, with payment or anything like that. It's going to let you double check and verify the shipping address that it's going to the right place, and then you just submit the order, and that's it. So that means that if you've gotten this far, that you've had a successful donation drive and you're making a huge difference in your community. So way to go. Good job to you. Thanks you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope that it was super helpful. Bye.